Interesting little toy I got recently. It's a Darfon 220 watt microinverter, but it's not a regular microinverter. It's actually meant for off-grid power applications where this is feeding a 120 volt load directly. So while it's got this style of connector, which seems to be fairly common on Darfon stuff for their wiring harnesses, it goes to a cord with a NEMA 515 plug. Then I just have this kilowatt plugged in, see 61-ish, 62-ish watts, bouncing around a bit. I'm just running a, at least per the etch, 54 watt American Light Bulb Company long life GLS lamp. So here's the cable, back, see, no fakery here. Back over to the kilowatt. And it's just running on this, which is an EcoSolargy branded 230 watt PV module. There's the red Idealite, which is interesting that it's red. The usual convention for the Idealites on these inverters is red means a problem, at least for most microinverter manufacturers. And that does momentarily flash orange when hooked up to the module before turning red, which means that the thing's operating. Also, interesting thing about it is just going to cycle the load momentarily. Is when the load is totally shut off, it actually shuts the inverter off for a few seconds. You can see there the kilowatt was restarting. And it starts out at about 60 volts, slowly builds up to about 89 volts, and then, depending on the size of the load, it outputs about 130-ish volts. I was testing it on, or using that 33 watt sine lamp. Okay. And it was outputting about 131, 132 volts. Yes, interfering with my filming. Yes, cat. I'll turn the lamp back on. And 128, 127-ish volts. 0.48 amperes. 61.4 watts. 61.5, 61.6 VA. 59.9 to 60 cycles per second. Unity power factor, incandescent lamp, totally to be expected. 0.00 kilowatt hours, and it's been running for about a minute. But yeah, interesting little gizwaz. Although these do have their problems with unstable loads and unstable solar. That's why something like one of these probably is a kind of quasi-string inverter that has a small built-in battery. Especially some really high cycle life chemistry like lithium titanate, as well as being capable of running, 1 to 2 kilowatts. Kind of like an off-grid version of the Sunny Boy Smart Energy inverter. But that was never a thing over here. That was really kind of a load shifting thing in largely continental Europe. That's the only place I've really seen them used. And even then, it's one of those really obscure inverters that only weirdo sentient encyclopedias like me know about. So yeah, interesting little toy. And if I can find more of these for a decent price, I'll grab them because they do have their use cases.